Hello and welcome back to my channel. My name is Andy and I'm from Singapore. Today we're going to take a very quick look at this Seiko here, and this one here is a really old model, alright? So I should actually call this video a blast from the past, alright? This model here, the Atlas Map Meter. Reference number for this watch is SKZ211K1. So I believe this model was made in 2010, I think. First launched in 2010. And it features this compass bezel over here. And it also has an inner rotating bezel. And I really don't know how this thing functions, but all I can tell you is that it really feels very flimsy over here, the mechanism. So the Atlas Map Meter is still available in many watch stores out there and on the internet as well. So I'm actually finding it really surprising because for such an old model, it hasn't sold out yet. So if you take a look at models like the Franken Monster or the Monsters, alright, these things, they were sold out a few years back, but the Atlas Map Meter is still available for purchase brand new. And you can actually find this watch at our boutique. It goes for around $380. Allow me to go through the dimensions of this watch here. It's got a case size of 42.8mm. Overall thickness from the case back to the top of the crystal is around 13.5mm, thereby making this one actually quite wearable despite it looking so thick and blocky. It's got a lug width of 22mm, so same again, this is more or less in line with all the Seiko divers out there. And finally, it's got a pretty long L to L distance. This one here comes in at 48.8mm with a slight downturn here on the lugs. So this being an older Seiko 5 Sports model, just take a look at this Superman logo over here. It has the 7S movement. Alright, so it's confirmed here, caliber 7S36, the old school Seiko workhorse movement that doesn't allow hacking or hand winding. Alright, so we've got two crowns here. One is a slightly smaller one with knurling over here, and over here we've got this crown that operates the compass bezel on the inside. There's no screw-in function over here, so you just turn the bezel left or right as you wish. So in terms of case design, I would say this one here is still stuck in 2010 because it's got that chunky, bulky look here with all these crazy looking crown guards and whatnot if you got. Okay, also interesting to note that we've got a bead blasted finish here on the case sides, and we've got brush finish here on top of the lugs. Alright, so really interesting, and I would say overall it's a really good mix of polished, brush and blasted finishing. It is also worth noting that we are getting solid end links over here, as well as a solid link bracelet. And here's a quick wrist shot for those of you out there who want to see how it looks on my 17cm wrist. So overall, like I said, very manageable despite the fact that it's quite a chunky watch. We've got a really nice downturn here at the lugs here, and I think this sort of adds on to the wearability of this watch here. Totally no issue because we've also got a 4 o'clock crown here, so no issues with the crown digging into the back of your hand. And let's look at the size comparison between the Atlas and my own Seiko Samurai. Now, just one look, you realize that the Samurai is actually that bit bigger than the Atlas. Okay, so I think it's due to the fact that the Samurai here has got chunkier lugs as well as the case design. Alright, the blocky and chiseled design here of the Samurai does make the Atlas feel and look that bit smaller. And in terms of dial design, I would say this one here is pretty well thought out. It looks the part. It looks like a watch you will wear on diving or expedition trips with that compass bezel over here. And with all the lights switched off, let's have a look at the Lume shot of this watch here. Glows bright like a torch. Seiko Lume bright, especially from that era, 2010, 2011. I think those watches, they have the brightest lume, right? Same as my Franken Monster. Now, only drawback here is that the lume markers here are pretty slim and small. Alright, as a result, you do feel that it is a bit lacking in that aspect, but overall brightness of the lume here is top notch. So overall, a very interesting classic piece from Seiko. This is from their older model, older collection with the Seiko Superman 5 logo. Alright, so if you're a fan of all these retro designs, or if you're afraid that this will one day become discontinued, so here's a chance to grab it. Alright, please grab it before it is discontinued. Alright, so Well, there's some drawbacks about this watch here. I'm not a big fan of this inner bezel here. It feels very flimsy, and you can actually rotate the bezel by just moving the watch around your wrist. Just take a look over here, and I don't think there's a screw down mechanism to lock in the crown, and so this one here remains the weakest point of this watch. Just take a look at the wobble along the inner bezel. Alright, so this is such a letdown. Apart from that, the other parts or the other areas of the watch, I would say the build quality is still very good, very decent. So those were my thoughts about the Seiko Atlas. Now if you like this video, if you like my channel, please subscribe, please hit the like button, come back here every week because I've got new videos uploaded every week just for you. Alright, so this is Andy, I'm from Singapore. Bye bye.